Greetings, this is Adela again, and this is part 3 or video number 3 in the 3-part series. In the first video, we talked about how to identify what emotion is causing imbalance or cause your sickness. And then in video number 2, we talked about how to forgive those who have harmed or hurt you and how to ask for forgiveness of those who you have harmed or hurt. Now in this video, we're going to talk about how to self-heal using creative visualization or meditation. And this particular meditation I call the Love and Light Healing Meditation. So if you would, just relax, and we're going to ask the divine or God, by whatever name you know, him, her, it, however you choose to worship is fine with me. So we call in the divine and we ask the divine for his healing or her healing presence and to bless this practice. And so we're going to close our eyes and put one hand over the other on the lower abdomen, or you may put one hand over the other on the chest area. In this case, I'm going to do the lower abdomen. And so just relax. Make sure you're sitting up straight in your seat with your back away from the back of the chair and your spinal column and your neck aligned so that you may promote maximum energy flow throughout your body. So close your eyes. And whatever condition we're working on at this time, and in this case, we're going to do a full body sweep to make sure that we're feeling good throughout our entire body. So just close your eyes and relax. And so notice the source light coming in through the top of your head, which we call the crown or the crown chakra area. And that light, very fine and refined source light. And that source light is swirling around in your brain cavity and it's removing all of the physical toxins as well as all of the mental and emotional chatter that's going on in the brain cavity. So removing all of that, going down through the jawline and the neck, and just still removing all of the toxins. And that source light is coming down through the shoulders and down the arms and down to the fingertips, shooting out through the fingertips, removing all toxins in those parts of our body. And this light also is coming down through our torso, through our hips, thighs, knees, calves, and ankles and out through the bottom of our feet, grounding us to Mother Earth in a very profound way. We instantly start to feel more stabilized and more calm as all of the toxins and all of the chatter leaves our body. So with eyes closed, look up at the top of your forehead, and beyond the forehead, with eyes closed, you imagine that you see a big photo of yourself. And that photo of yourself has gray dots, like hundreds and thousands of gray dots all over it, thousands and thousands of gray dots. And all of these dots on this big photo of you represent all of the things, the negative things that you have thought about yourself, all of the things that you have said about yourself, all of the things that you have believed about yourself, all the negative things that you have heard about yourself and heard and believed about yourself, all of the negative things that people have said about you, and the negative things that people have said about you that you are totally unaware of. But that photo of you is totally filled almost to capacity with gray dots. And so what we're going to do is we're going to say the words love, Love, and, And, light, Light. And love and light is so powerful. Love melts all blockages. And light is so powerful in healing and rejuvenating. So we're going to think about purifying our own thoughts. And so we're going, as we chant love and light, whatever area of our bodies we are thinking about, especially those areas where we may have some type of disease, and I don't care if it's cancer, I don't care if it's high blood pressure, I don't care what it is. We can use this as a tool, a very powerful tool for healing. So as we chant love and light, not just one, but 10 source light arrows will go to that area of our body on the photo and just neutralize all of those gray dots little by little until we clear up our whole body so that we dissipate all of the emotional charge and our bodies can begin to heal. So let us begin this practice. And we're going to start with our head, going into our brain, love and light, 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 love and light. And so with the love and light, we're sending in healing energy to totally clear our brain so that our thinking may be clear, so that we make good decisions, so that we have good focus, so that we have clarity. Love and light, 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 love and light. We move down through to our throat area, and in our throat is an energy center called the throat chakra, and we're going to send love and light, love and light, love and light, love and light, and send the healing energy to our throat chakra so that we may feel confident to speak our truth. Love and light, love and light, love and light, love and light, love and light. And so that we may feel strong enough to stand up for ourselves and stand up for those who are weak and need help. Love and light, 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 love and light. And we move down to our shoulder area and to both shoulders that may be heavy or may be in pain from carrying the heavy burden. That's the energy that's riding on our shoulders when we feel pain in that area. Love and light, 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 love and light. And notice the healing energy going in to release the burden. Love and light, 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 love and light. And we go down to our arms, wrists, and hands, our fingers, including our joints. And we want to unrestrict our ability to make things happen. So we send love and light, love and light, love and light, love and light, all the way down our arms to our fingertips. Love and light, 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 love and light. And we send in strong healing energy so that we may be able to make things happen as we see fit for our lives. Love and light, 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 love and light. And then we move down to our upper chest, our breast area, and the breasts are nurturing organs, so we're going to send love and light to our breast area so that we may nurture self. Love and light, 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 love and light. And we're sending in strong healing energy to honor ourselves, to take care of ourselves, to put ourselves first in a non-selfish way. Love and light, 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 love and light. And release the unbalanced energy of doing for everyone else rather than doing for ourselves. Love and light, 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 love and light. And we move down through our liver area, and we're going to send love and light to our liver so that we may release the anger, even if we're not aware all of the time of the anger that we carry in our bodies. Love and light, love and light, love and light. And the liver is on your right side under the rib cage on the right side. Love and light, 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 love and light. And we send in um, healing energy to be okay with releasing the anger. Love and light, 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 love and light. And we go to our heart area and our heart chakra, which is in the center of our chest. That's where the heart chakra is, and the heart is slightly a little bit to the left of center. So we're going to send love and light to our heart so that we may release any depression and or anxiety. Love and light, 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 love and light. And so as we release the depression, we send in the healing energy to release the depression, any depression that we may have or we may have felt in the past. And depression is all about trying to change something in the past or wishing that things had been different. We don't need to wish that things had been different. All we need to do is have a strong bias for extracting the lesson from or lessons from what happened. We cannot change the past, but we can learn our lessons and be more powerful for in going forward. Love and light, 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 love and light. And for anyone who has anxiety, we send in love and light. Anxiety is all about worrying about what's going to happen in the future. What should I do? What if the worst case scenario? Always thinking about the worst case scenario to the point where it brings about panic, not knowing what you're going to do, how you're going to do it. So we send love and light, love and light, love and light, love and light, love and light to our heart, love and light, 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 love and light. And there used to be a song um, that said, "Any way the wind blows is cool with me," and that's exactly the spirit that we want to have. We don't want to. We don't need to worry about the future. Just open up and allow it to happen, and ask the divine to place you in the best possible state of mind so that you can make solid and grounded decisions for yourself and be confident. Love and light, 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 love and light. Then we move down to the kidney area. And so you have one right kidney and one left kidney, and our adrenal glands sitting on top of the kidney. So we're going to send love and light to the whole package. Love and light, 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 love and light. Sending in the healing energy to release all fear and all emotional swings and emotional imbalance. Love and light, 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 love and light. And you'll notice that as you balance the adrenal glands, you start to feel more and more calm each and every day. Love and light, 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 love and light. And we move down to our hips, from our hips all the way to our knees. And this is the area that gives us support. And so as we send love and light, we send in powerful healing energy so that we may be self-supporting. Love and light, 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 love and light. And also we realize and become more aware of that the divine is our true support. And we open up the channels of communication with the divine. Love and light, 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 love and light. If there's pain in your hips, send the love, the arrows to the hips. Love and light, 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 love and light. If the pain is in the knees, send the arrows to the knees. Love and light, 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 love and light. Love and light, love and light, love and light. Now we move down to the lower legs and to our ankles and our feet. And any issues in these areas is emotional blockage from us moving forward on our journey and on our occupation or whatever it is, our business idea, relationships, whatever the blockage in moving forward. We send love and light, 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 Up and down the leg, from the below the knees all the way to the tips of our toes. Love and light, 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 love and light. And we say thank you, thank you, thank you to conclude our practice. And we are so very grateful to the divine. And we're so very grateful for our bodies and for the realization that we have the ability to heal our bodies. So you may open your eyes at this time. So thank you for listening to this three-part segment. Don't forget to subscribe below and also make sure that you share this video, the whole three-part series with whoever you know who are having challenges, whether mental, emotional, or physical, so that they can get about the business of help of healing themselves. And it doesn't matter, like I said, if they're under the care of a doctor or taking medication. We're not trying to change that. We're just trying to facilitate the healing process. So thank you for listening.